Hi, today's topic is called Bully Proof Your Child. The best line of defense starts at home. This is a very important topic and one that I really think, as parents and caregivers of very young children, we need to start thinking about and getting our heads wrapped around the things that we can do to help our children become more bully proof. So, looking at the definition, bullying is an unwanted aggressive behavior among children. It can be real, it can be perceived, but it's a power imbalance and it's repeated or has the potential to be repeated over time. So, it's not necessarily a one time incident where your child has been called a name or hit or a toy was taken away, but it's something that is repeated. So, in order to bully proof our children, we want to start with looking at what's going on in our own home. Are you beating yourself up for mistakes that you make, or are you over criticizing your own children? Do you and your spouse treat each other disrespectfully? And are you doing that maybe in front of your children so they're witnessing that and learning from that? Do you have an unbalanced relationship with your own friends? Are you forgetting to stand up for yourself? Are you ignoring when your children are fighting with each other, or are you helping them to work out those conflicts? Are you modeling bullying behavior in front of your children? And then I know I've been guilty of that, where I might be talking on the phone to a girlfriend about another friend, and my children are listening and watching. That's not a good role model. Are you calling your children names? Again, guilty. Said to my daughter Molly, "You're such a slob." That's not a nice thing to say, and we want to be conscientious about describing behaviors and not name calling. Are you always intervening on the playground when your children are having a conflict and you're solving the problems for them instead of helping them to navigate that? Are you always trying to please others, saying yes to everything and everyone? We want to remember that we need to encourage emotional resilience in our children so they can be stronger and help to manage their emotions. So, if you answered yes to any of those questions, this might be building the foundations that might be drawing your child into being one of those kids that is enduring the bullying nature of others. So, how do we promote resilience in our children? And this is key. And if you are a parent of multiple children at your house, there's lots of teachable moments. So, raising our children is not just about protecting them, putting them in that bubble that we want to do, and keeping them from other children or situations where they're being hurt, but preparing them for what do you do if something happens to you. So, first of all, we want to raise confident children. We want to make sure that we're building that confidence, not necessarily on false praise, but really highlighting the things that your children are good at. We want to guide children on how to handle normal conflicts with peers. And this is key. So if your child comes running to you and says, "My brother hit me, my sister took my seat on the couch," we want to help them to, okay, in that situation, what can you do? And not handle it for them, but give them those tools to handle those normal conflicts. We want to provide lots of opportunities for socialization for your children and to teach them social skills. This is not something children are born doing. Some are better than others, but they need guidance on what to do when you want to play with friends. You say, "Can I play with you?" Or if a child is mean to them, you tell your child, "Well, you can tell your friend your feelings were hurt when they said something to you." So this can start at a very young age of teaching social skills. And it really does need to happen in your home. It's um, less addressed in the school situation. We're teaching a lot of academics at school and less social skills. So it's something we want to concentrate on at home. We want to expose your children to lots of different activities and various groups, various kinds of peoples, lots of different kinds of activities for your children so they can find peer groups. And we want to role play comebacks and laughing off remarks. So if your child is one that's so affected by something that happens to them, we want to practice how can they react to a situation that makes them feel bad, so that they're not perceived as a child who can be picked on so readily. We want to introduce coping skills and appropriate ways to release anger and hurt feelings. We want to teach our children how to identify those feelings and manage them. We want to build and maintain strong family connections. We want to communicate with your children about how they're feeling. So talk about that. I see you're angry. I see you're feeling sad. And really communicate with your children. Let them know they can communicate with you how they are feeling. And encourage them to smile and laugh at their mistakes. We don't need to be so hard on ourselves. We want to observe our children with an objective eye. Really want you to watch your child when they're out in the community. I know it's hard right now, but when they're playing with friends, how is your child handling situations? Are they handling it assertively? Or are they always giving in to a friend? Or are they being a little too aggressive? But how does your child do socially? If you don't know, then make it your business to find out. Have play dates, observe your child on a playground, and see how they are doing socially. And I'm going to lastly leave you with this chart. This kind of gives you an overview of different types of behavior: aggressive, passive, and assertive. And as parents, we want to concentrate on teaching our children to be more assertive, to let other people know what their wants and needs are, to stand up for their rights, but still while respecting others. We don't want to raise completely passive children who are always giving in to others. And we certainly want to tamp down some aggressive behaviors that your children can have, whether they're always being so bossy, if they're being unkind. We want to help them to be less aggressive and more assertive. So these are some tips, some things to think about as we navigate parenting, things we can start to do with even young children to help them become more bully proof. Thank you.